first question. What is your name and what year you are studying and what subject?
My name is Beatrice Guidi. I am studying at Minerva, Fine Art, third year.
Hello. So, what is your name and what are you studying? What year? What subject?
Okay, my name is Bella Dutois and I am studying fine art in the second year.
Can you tell us about your journey as an artist? What led you to pursuing this career?
My journey as an artist,
Yeah.
or more as a student artist.
A student artist or artist, why you chose this path? Why not a mathematician or like scientist or anything?
Okay, well, I'm not really interested in anything like mathematics or technology or science or biology or history, and my mother is an artist, so she inspired me to want to also become an artist and study this. Yeah, I think that was my biggest inspiration for choosing art.
That's cool. So you had a very great, bright example in your life.
Yes, I had a very great, bright example in my life, and my mother, she's very hardworking and she's a painter and also a designer, and yeah, I always wanted to be like her. So
Nice.
I also cut my hair and now I look more like her as well.
Wow.
And studying the same thing as she did.
Cool. So she's full-time professional artist.
Yeah,
Yeah?
she's full-time,
That's
making
cool.
a living from it.
I've always been a creative kid. I would just build things and draw. Three years of animation, illustration, and comics. So after that, I knew that I was going to do something correlated to it, and I didn't want to push myself in a strict direction and maybe choosing like an animation university or something strict, because I knew that I wanted to explore more. Even though my field of comfort zone was animation and illustration, I would say, or anyway, whatever I studied. And then, so I discovered fine art and I learned English at that point, so I thought it was worth it to stay outside Italy to then study in an English art school. So I ended up here.
Okay. How you would describe your artistic style or approach? Are there any particular influences that have shaped your work or inspirations?
I think I always been figurative. I never really went abstract. Since the beginning, I really much worked with human figures, initially more realistic-like, and then I start to deform them and maybe explore more the side of nudity and sexual relation and exposing myself or my body, and also using that as a starting point. And then since a few months ago, I started this project with dreams. So I think that now my focus is completely onto that. So my main source is my dream during the night.
Okay. I would say my style of work is quite simple. And I try to, when I'm thinking of making work, I try to make things that have joy in it and also humor in it. So I approach everything with probably those elements. I'm not so sure how to answer the question, but I think that's how I approach my work. And my artistic style, yeah, simple. And I'm working in a lot of different mediums, so I don't think I can narrow it down to it being realistic paintings or something like that, because I do sculptures and photos and paintings and also abstract paintings and installation works and collages and conceptual work. Probably my biggest influence are mostly South African artists, like Mary Sibande. She's probably my biggest influence because she has really nice, her work are about quite difficult topics, like the struggle of being a black woman in apartheid South Africa. So she's probably my biggest influence. And many other artists, and also just, I don't know, artworks I see in the museums, because I go to museums a lot, and also some of my classmates as well. Sure, that I think is quite a big influence, because he works very, also very simple, and his work's very playful. And he also gives me a lot of negative critique on my work, which most of the teachers don't do. So it's nice to have someone who's like, yeah, this work is boring or it's not good. And then I have to think oh, okay, what am I doing wrong? So, yeah.
What challenges you face in your artistic path? How do you navigate the challenges and setbacks in your artistic practice? So are there any obstacles or what you're struggling with?
Well, whenever I start to work with my dreams, my obstacle was my non-satisfaction with the result of it, which I got over by setting up a really strict plan for myself of creating these artworks, having a limited time of 1 week as last semester and 2 weeks this semester, and maybe 1 month next year.
Challenges. So when someone gives me negative critique, sure, because it's something I'm not used to getting. So when someone is like, oh, this is bad or boring or something, then I really struggle with that. That's one example of a challenge. And how I deal with it. Well, I just try to think, okay, maybe I don't think this is a bad piece, but still it's good to consider different people's perspectives and then take that into account and see how I can maybe push the piece I'm working on to be something better or more interesting or more unique.
So how would you describe the term professional artist? What it means to you?
Everything that I do every day is all part of my artistic practice. So when I go to the gym, I'm inspired, or when I'm talking with people, I'm inspired to make art or when I'm just walking in the street. It's also part of my artistic practice. So to be a professional artist, I'm guessing it just means to make money, to be able to survive and to make art. I don't think those two necessarily need to be directly connected, because if you make money, probably you're doing something to make the money, and then that something is also going to be part of your artistic practice, because everything you do as an artist is part of your artistic practice.
I think professional artist is a bullshit. I think how can you be a professional artist? Does it mean that you're in the field since a long time? Possibly, I don't know. I think it's an art question, because I think professional artists are just a bullshit. I think it's just, there shouldn't be any professional artist, as if there is something. Yeah, you can master art in a sense of like you can practice, and over time, I guess, in a technical way, you get better at things. But doesn't mean that your brain or your creativity that you have in your brain gets better at it. I will never stop to make art, and what I want from my future is I want to live with what I'm making, in a sense of like I want to live, be able to survive. I don't want a extraordinary life. I don't want to be Marina Abramovic or anything. I want to be in the nature. I want to make bread, and I want to have my own studio, and I want to, grow a lot of plants, and I want to do maybe courses with knowledge that I learn around the world, and I want to go in residency, so I want to just get a bit of money and make some shows and have, like a nice community of artsy people around.
Okay, what are my goals? Well, I want to finish this study, and I also want to do more studies. I want to do a master's degree in Den Haag, because there's a nice degree about artistic research, where there's I think it's like a 2-year degree, and then the 1 year is only focused on researching a topic, and then the year after that you're just putting it into physical form, and that to me seems really nice. So I want to do that. And then for me, I think it would also be nice to teach at some point, at university level, something I've always been interested in, or be a curator at a museum or something I'm interested in as well, or just to enjoy what I'm doing. I think that's probably the most important long-term goal, is to continue enjoying what I'm doing.
What are effective strategies for gaining exposure and recognition as an emerging artist, and particularly for students who are still in the academy?
I think the most important is connecting with people and building a network around you.
There are many places where students can go and just put their work there and exhibit something and do collaborative works, or do one-day residency or some art courses around. I think that would be a good start for art student.
What advice you would give to art academy students who are looking to establish themselves as professional artists in the industry?
Just work on themselves. Work. Do what they like. Don't think too much about who am I going to be and I have to make the best work to succeed, or just like, you know, like if you work and you make like good stuff that in a sense of that you like, and you put effort and you put, you know, yourself and your soul on it, and it's like it doesn't matter to try and reach as many people as you can or try to beat the other colleagues or like whatever. It's just like you do your thing, you do you.
Connecting with people, going out into the world and talking with people.
Can you share any insights of effective managing time and balancing creative pursuits with practical demands of a career of artists? So, yeah, time managing.
I'm not very good at time management, so I don't think I can give tips on it. I'm wasting time a lot, so I don't know how to give a tip on something I'm not very good at. But
That's fair, honest.
Yeah, I don't know. Eat healthy so that you have enough energy to work hard.
I think finances is one of the big problems that artists have, because most of the artists ended up doing another job and then in their free time have to, they're going to do some arts project, and they always have to find money from one source to the other one, so it's not like a big thing coming up to you and say, hey, I'm going to pay you like by hour. Like that barely happens. So I'm not sure. I'm not a professional still, as we were saying before. So I don't know really how it works, but I guess everyone has to figure out their own way to get money, and it's also nice because it has to figure out their own way of how to price their things, if they want to sell it, if art is something that it's okay to sell, and I think so, possibly.
And the last question, how you think, what would be 3 core elements of professional artist? Or 3 steps becoming a professional artist. So 3 main ingredients. If you
need to be, to become professional, to be.
To be or become professional artist.
Okay.
3 things that you need.
You need to be honest in your work. That's very important. You need to be open to new possibilities, and also you need to be unrestricted, so that you can really, so that you are able to continue growing and experimenting. Yes. So unrestricted, open. I think unrestricted and open are kind of the same.
Yeah.
But they're different.
Similar.
You have to be open to new things, and then honest.
Yeah.
I was going to say making money out of it, but that's so vague and maybe not true, because it's like I can be a professional artist, but I just decide to don't sell my art. So I can still be a professional artist. So I think it's really vague. I really don't like this question, because it's like it's like, how can I define a professional artist? I don't know. Do you need to have a degree? I don't think so. Like an artist can be also without a degree, or can still be in university, right? Finances, as I said before, someone can also just decide to don't sell their artworks. Been working in art field for an amount of years, but what's the amount of years? Undefined, so that doesn't stand as a point. Your art, like that people like what you're doing, that would be super silly. So I don't know. I don't think I have any point to define a professional artist. That's why I don't believe in them.
Thank you very much for your time and answers.